So I just left the gym. It's Thanksgiving on my way home, right? And leaving LVAC on Fort Apache, I see this guy, like he literally decorated, I think it's like maybe 7, 8 of them. And he's standing by the last row, one of those looking like a snow globe, something in a glass, very colorful. And it made me realize the things that we do for money, right? But we shouldn't be hating money. I think maybe the reason why we have to work hard for money is it's the universe way trying to wake us up, right? Like, how many of us are gonna be tired of hating what we do, and then we're gonna stumble upon our own power and take a second and think, what should I be doing? Like, what is life? How long am I gonna be living like this? Like, what should I be doing? Like, why is my life like this? Is this fair? Like, how did the rich get rich? Why does the poor always stay poor? Why does those who have get more? Even the Bible says that. Imagine, even if it's a lie, the Bible was written like way before what we have right now in the world. So like, what there wasn't enough to even be jealous of, you know what I mean, except food. When the Bible was written, life was about food and shelter. And as far as shelter, if you have, what is it, that thing, the whatever fabric is called, that they use to make a home, right? And whenever they need to move, they just take that shit out, like how we use for camping right now. So it must be the truth, because money goes to those that accept it willingly and let it go willingly, not to those that hoard it, because it has no use for that. So money is a tool used to awaken the soul within us, like to connect us. Our soul is awakened, I believe, but to connect us with our soul, I feel like, because we need it. Everyone needs it. And then, like right now, the more time goes, before it's like, oh, you have to be a certain age to get a job. But right now, in my generation, a 15-year-old and a 45-year-old work at the same warehouse. People don't even give a fuck anymore, right? So it's like the 16-year-old is already seeing first sight what his life would be if he doesn't change his way. But no, the subconscious studies, and if it's not rewired, whatever the subconscious absorbed within the first 7 to 12 years, it's bound to live that way. That's why, I talk about in my subchapter, the first 15, you're not responsible the first 15 years of your life. At least that's the least we can do for ourselves, is, like start, you were just saying hello to the world. So you don't know what you're doing. It's after that age, after 15, you're kind of like, understanding your own voice, like understanding whatever feeling that you feel, like things that you don't agree upon. Like, you start having your own opinion. You start understanding yourself. Whether you have the power to act on it or not, that's a different story. But everyone gets the chance to be introduced to themselves after 16, because that is the right age. That is the age that we don't give a fuck anymore. And even though we're powerless, we lean towards being powerless, because again, like, no one shows us that there is another way. But we will be powerful enough, awakened enough, aware enough to really understand our difference from our surrounding, whether that is our sisters, brothers, mothers, father, grandparents, whoever is our guardian at the time. We understand what makes us different from the world, from school, you know what I mean? So after that, we kind of we are responsible, because there are so many kids, after high school, they come up with a very hard life, but they work so hard. They go to good college, they get a good job. It becomes, it's a choice. Yes, it's easier if we have someone to show us the way, but there are so many that still did it, that were, kind of giving up, whatever, not giving a fuck because of the pain, being a child. They do poor in middle school, and you don't have to do much, to pass elementary and middle school. The teachers are more soft, they want to help, so they'll pass you, right? And look at what you're doing. That is so dirty hair. You need to stop fucking with your nose. You stopped it for like a year, and then you started again this year. So maybe the reason your reoccurring dream came back, because you're going back to your old ways. So you really need to take power. It's time. Note to self. So yeah, and after high school, it's like your time. That's it. Like, you can work hard, and you can get into a good college, you can get into even a good job. Now, it's not always by going to college that you get a good job, but you have to be smart, right? Because those entitled rich people are gonna expect something from you before they give you the chance, right? It's very rare to get a chance without proving yourself. So meaning, even though maybe they did not work, they didn't have to go to school, they didn't have to have a degree, but they have the inheritance and they're working for it. They have the business. They're not just lazy and like not taking care of their family's business. They are, for as long as they're doing that, whatever they require, you're gonna have to acquire to get the help you need from them, and being the job that you want. And we see it in the movies. Rich people hire people, right, to be their CEOs, to be their advisors, lawyers. So it is kind of our job to kind of take a look around, right, at that age, our surrounding, and then decide for ourselves, what did I do? Because I moved to Ohio again, I could have went to school. I can't sit here and blame no one, because those around me, the people that I was actually surrounded with, were going to school, but I wasn't taking it serious. I did it, but not enough to graduate. I could have graduated. You know what I mean? Like right now, I could have had the degree already. I could have been working for my master's. But again, you can't go back and fix what happened in the past. You can only learn from it and then fix the future. So I went after my dreams and my desire. I think I did good, because I figured out myself spiritually. I think finding ourselves, our connection to our spiritual self, is the main key of a successful life. It doesn't matter you go to college or whatever. That is more important. It is more important to know yourself, because that way you will know your worth. You'll understand your worth. That's the handicap. This is not handicap. So